My name is Eden Millet. I was diagnosed with stage 2 ductal carcinoma on July 12, 2013. I had 8 rounds of chemotherapy and I had breast reconstruction shortly thereafter, and I took Arimidex for 6.5 years. I am currently cancer-free. I would like to thank Dr. Greg Bizet, Dr. Daniel Mokri, and also Dr. Benjamin Boudreau, and Miss Robin Wilson. Yes, I would like to thank my husband, Glenn Millet, my mother, Elisa Viniegra, my sister, Myrna Viniegra, and my sister, Martez Viniegra, and the rest of my family members and friends. This was my first year doing story crafting, but I've done the SCART 3 times, 3 consecutive years. I've enjoyed the camaraderie. I finally decided this year when I turned 60, I'm going to go for it and do the program. Yes, I would like to thank Miss Lisa, Miss Jill, Miss Angela, Miss Becky, and the salon stylist from H2O. Go for it. My name is Eden Millet, and this is my story.
Hello, everybody. I am so happy to be sitting here with Eden Millet, who's part of the Sheroes class of 2024. How are you doing today?
Fine, Miss Lisa.
That is great. So today, for the audience, just to know, was part of the Sheroes journey for our photo shoot makeover. You're going to be going in a few minutes to go get a video interview. And then, of course, this podcast where we're going to get to hear your story that you wrote. So how has been the Sheroes experience for you?
It's been great.
Has there been a part of it that you feel like has been more meaningful?
All the activities have been meaningful.
Yeah. Is there one that stands out that has given you any sort of personal growth or insights?
Yes, ma'am. I've taken SCART with the Unite program for 3 consecutive years.
Yes. And so you love that one, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Has your painting evolved each time in terms of what you see on canvas?
Yes, ma'am.
In what way? What has changed? Has it gotten more lighter or worse or?
I've become more and more comfortable each time I do a piece of artwork, and I'm more involved into it.
You're more present, your mindset, you flow
Yes,
with it a
ma'am.
little bit more. Yes. Do you think that is symbolic of how your life is also? Like, has your life evolved that way too, where you're trying to be more present or you are more present?
Yes, ma'am.
How long ago were you diagnosed with cancer?
I was diagnosed with cancer July 12, 2013.
Okay, so even though that was 11 years ago, were there moments over the past 11 years that have been a struggle for you that have been emotionally or physically challenging?
Yes, ma'am. My mother's been really sick, and so I've been helping with her care.
Oh, you're a caregiver, and how long has that been going on?
My mother had open bypass surgery 2016, and she's had health issues since then.
Mm. You know, I know that you are a caregiver for her, but I mean, that is definitely something that we, get to talk about a lot during this podcast are people who are the caregivers for their loved ones. And especially, a lot of times our topic has to do with cancer, but it does obviously being a caregiver is much broader than that. But I know the commitment that you have to have and the patience. I think caregivers particularly have to have a lot of patience because things don't just like you snap your finger and they're better. I mean, a lot of times this is a lifelong
Yes, ma'am.
new way of life, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, well, God bless you for being the caregiver. And so glad you are completely no evidence of disease as far as the cancer goes. All is good there.
No, ma'am. I have my annual checkups, and I'm due for a visit on Monday.
Okay, so all is good.
Yes, ma'am.
That is wonderful. Well, what we participated as part of the She Rose program is the story crafting program, and this is your story, and you called it the vintage car. Is there a reason that you used that as your title?
I had a rough time choosing my metaphor. I went from being a soldier, and during the other times, I kept thinking of other objects and things. I finally settled on a car,
And a vintage one at
when I shared this story with my sisters on Zoom, my
the Unite Sisters.
my She Rose sisters has.
And I like this title. I think vintage cars are classy and jazzy and it's very, very valuable. And that's how I would describe you. All right. Well, this is Eden Millet. Help me say that properly.
Millet.
Millet. With her story called The Vintage Car.
The Vintage Car by Eden Millet. Eden was a vintage car who suffered major body collision on July 12, 2013. Eden was restored by Dr. Greg Bizet, Dr. Benjamin Boudreau of North Shore Plastic Surgery, Dr. Daniel Mokri of Oxnard Hospital, and Miss Robin Wilson of Oxnard Hospital. Eden was kept in the garage from 2013 until 2017 due to a right broken headlight. In 2017, Eden headed back to the roads of Louisiana, California, Texas, Hawaii, Tennessee, and Florida. My name is Eden Millet. I was diagnosed with stage 2 ductal carcinoma when I was 49 years old. I took a 4-year hiatus from my job as an educator to regain my strength and confidence. I had taken 8 rounds of chemotherapy. I also had breast reconstruction and lymph node removal on the right-hand side of my body. I took Arimidex for 6.5 years. Today, my outlook on life is more positive. If you or someone you know receives a cancer diagnosis, I suggest the following tips. 1. Attend cancer support groups. 2. Arts and crafts therapy. 3. Exercise program. 4. Proper nutrition. 5. Family and friends. 6. Prayer in church. 7. Regular medical checkups. Watch out for this vintage car on the road in Mandeville, Louisiana.
Oh, well, there you have it. And also, there is a runway October 5th, and that is a certain kind of road of its own little journey that day on the carpet and then on the stage. How are you feeling about that night?
Excited.
I can't wait. And tell me who is going to be there with you celebrating.
My husband, hopefully my mother, and my doctors and nurse practitioner and friends and more family.
Well, this is going to be an amazing celebration, and you are so worthy of that. So thank you so much for being part of the She Rose class of 2024. And I just can't wait to continue this friendship journey with you.
Same here.
Thank you, then.